The game of clusters. Untying the illusion. Clusters is a game that reveals the journey of transcending grievances, attachments, and judgments. Each player starts with a set of stones representing their perceived problems. The objective isn't to hold on to these grievances, but to release them, one by one, until you experience true freedom. This game is rich with symbolism, each element offering a powerful life lesson. The game begins with an orange cord that forms a loop, creating a boundary. This cord represents perception, the filter through which you view your world. The color orange is intentional. It's a caution, a reminder that what you see isn't the truth, but a construction. It's the color of illusion, like Halloween decorations or a warning light, signaling that what you perceive as real may not be. The orange cord's knot symbolizes the boundary of the ego, the belief in separation, limitation, and control. Society has taught you to stay within this loop, to accept the boundaries as real, to believe that your identity is confined to this space. But here's the hidden truth. You can untie the knot at any time. Untying the knot symbolizes waking up to the truth that there are no limits, no separation. In doing so, you dissolve the boundary altogether, revealing an endless expanse that stretches into infinity. One powerful aspect of the orange cord is that it's flexible. It can be pulled tighter or loosened. When you tighten the cord, you make your world smaller, confined. This tightening symbolizes viewing life through the lens of fear. The more you tighten it, the more restricted and limited your world becomes, making it easier to cluster, to hold on to grievances and judgments, to see enemies instead of unity. When you see through the eyes of love, you loosen the cord, expanding your perception. A loosened boundary creates more space between grievances, more room to see clearly. But the moment you pull on the cord in fear, shrinking your world, you're caught in a tighter, more judgmental view. And in that limited space, grievances cluster more easily, pulling you deeper into attachment and illusion. Each stone in the game represents a grievance, judgment, or attachment. In clusters, all players receive the same number of stones, but here's where it gets complex. The stones come in different sizes and levels of magnetism. This reflects the way we perceive our problems, some as minor, others as monumental. The size represents how big or small we believe our problems are. But the magnetism represents how strongly each grievance pulls on us, regardless of size. Some stones are small but highly magnetic, representing those seemingly trivial grievances that cling tightly, refusing to let go. Other stones are large but weakly magnetic, representing bigger problems that surprisingly don't hold much power over us. The magnetism is unpredictable. Only the stone knows its pull. This variability symbolizes moments of grace, where even the smallest grievance can feel overwhelming, or a large issue suddenly loses its hold. Each stone's unique magnetism serves as a reminder that the attachment is in your mind. What you perceive as big or small is ultimately an illusion shaped by perception. In the game, you have the option to rise above the battlefield. This means lifting a stone over the others, symbolizing a shift in awareness where you see beyond individual grievances. Rising above the battlefield is akin to living in the world but not being of it, viewing life's dramas with detachment, observing without judgment. However, rising above has a catch. When you're detached, you can influence the stones below, moving other magnets with your own magnetism. This influence is a powerful reminder. If your ego gets involved, if you start judging those beneath you, you become attached to their energy. In this case, your stone clusters with others, and you're forced to pick them up, carrying the weight of additional grievances. To truly rise above the battlefield means remaining detached, observing without interference, seeing the world without getting entangled in it. But the moment judgment enters, you're pulled back into the game, clustering with grievances that now become yours to carry. The knot at the end of the orange cord is more than just a closure. It's the ego's grip on the illusion of separation. The ego insists that the world, with all its boundaries, judgments, and grievances, is real. Society reinforces this, telling you that to untie the knot would be cheating, that the rules demand you stay confined within the boundary. Untying the knot, then, is an act of awakening. It's the decision to no longer believe in the ego's boundaries. The moment you untie it, the orange cord stretches infinitely. You realize that there are no rules except those you create. Untying the knot reveals the vastness beyond illusion, where grievances lose their grip, dissolving into the nothingness they always were. As you go through life, each grievance you lay down remains within the cord's boundary, forming clusters. The more stones you carry, the tighter your world becomes, making it increasingly difficult to avoid clustering.